Movie opens on the song Running by Pharcyde. Already off to an amazing start. This movie was clearly made with love. It's a movie about adults playing tag. Off the bat, we already know that this movie was made by people who wanted to have fun, which they clearly did. If you think the premise is stupid and you somehow still didn't know this, it's based on an actual group of friends who have been playing tag since 1990, which means that this year, 2019, marks the 29th year of their game of tag. If that's not a beautiful message about friendship, I don't know what is.
Someone once said, we don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing.
Could not have said it better. Thank you, George Bernard Shaw, you wonderful playwright, for these words of wisdom. Accurate reaction. A quick playing tag through the years montage is the fastest way to show us the bond that these characters have developed over the years because of this game.
So the man you are today wants to be a janitor.
Now, it's only his second movie ever. Although he has been on TV multiple times, this is still his second time on the big screen. But we can all agree that Lil Rel Howery is always a win.
There comes a time in every man's life where you just gotta take stock. Ask yourself what's really important. What's on your bucket list?
Following your dreams. Proactiveness.
Sorry, one second. Hey, could you maybe come back at another time? We're just right in the middle of something, sir.
I'm afraid not, Bob.
Jesus Christ, Hoagie, what are you doing here? How did you get past security?
I didn't. I work here.
You got a job at my company so you could try to tag me?
The sudden realization is on point, quickly followed by the letdown in Bob's voice towards Hoagie. It all feels very real in how, my friends at least, react when I do something dumb.
Well, guess what? Watch now. This is happening.
Maximum effort.
You okay? God. Okay, you're right. It's over.
Knowing when to quit.
Diabetes, yes.
Explain.
Well, I'm not a doctor, but there are two types. Type 1 is called type 1, and type 2 is more of an adult onset.
Medical knowledge.
Because we got a real shot at Jerry this year.
You say that every year.
Yeah, but this year's different.
You say that every year.
But this year's really different.
You said that last year.
I know, you're right. But this year's actually different.
Convincing your friends. If you needed more evidence that these guys are old, Hoagie printed a screenshot of a Facebook post. This would have been extremely unnecessary as he can just use his phone, but like I said earlier, the people involved in this movie loved making it, and it shows in little details like this.
We get Jerry now, or we die.
Foreshadowing.
Eventually, you know what I mean.
Also, the Wall Street journalist's face. This is exactly how any sane person would react to this.
Keep playing.
That is the right answer. Nice to meet you.
I'm sorry, I have to go.
Bros before home. Bros before journalists. A quick montage of Hoagie and Bob trying to tag Jerry is the fastest way to make him look like a superhuman, which is a recurring theme in this movie. The guys playing tag think they're action movie stars while playing, which makes for some super goofy scenes that are way over the top, but it still makes sense when you consider the fact that they all have their inner child still alive and, well, running.
I will have someone from my office reach out to you. We will reschedule this as soon as I'm back in town.
Nope.
Standing your ground.
Nope.
Nope. Change your plan. I'm coming with you. This is a story.
And yes, it is a story. I mean, it was a story by the actual Wall Street Journal, which you can still read as of today online.
Oh. All right, it's all ready for you, Dad.
Father and son bonding.
Hey, thank you. Thank you.
Thankfulness. I love Isla Fisher. Every time she's on screen, she steals the show. She's a phenomenal comedic actress and also always a win. You might not know this because she usually nails the American accent, but she's Australian. So her accent has clearly been mastered through a lot of hard work. She sells the awkward, very bad at lying wife effortlessly. It just seems so natural.
Anna, are you okay?
Making sure your friend is okay. And dedication. Now, this is what I talked about earlier. The slow-mos in the action sequence. These guys think they're ninjas in G.I. Joes while they play.
Okay. I haven't seen you in a while, man. How's everything?
Reconnecting with friends.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Cleaning up. This over-the-top everything is what makes this movie great. Throwing a literal child at someone to escape being tagged. It makes no sense, and it doesn't have to. This whole movie is about two things: friendship and finding your inner child. Just have some fun and enjoy this. I know I am. Superhero... Ouch.
The fuck you mean you're not a...
Surprise attack. Also hugging.
I'm sorry.
This is exactly what happened when I played tag as a child, so realism?
Guys, this is ridiculous.
So what? This is important.
Pack your bags. We're going home.
I don't have my bags here.
This is something that comedies seem to have forgotten how to do. Visual comedy. It's super easy. The camera simply zooms on the face of Hoagie into a close-up as dramatic music is playing. Right after he says some one-liner, and then boom, moment over. Sable distributes what he says immediately. Comedy these days seems to be all about the dialogue, which I find sad. Directors like Edgar Wright and now Jeff Tomsic know better. Obviously, Tomsic has a lot of work to do to be as good as Wright, but this is still his first full-length feature film. And it's already better, at least in my opinion, than most comedies that came out in recent years. The camera is like a Swiss Army knife, and most directors only use the knife part, whilst Tomsic uses everything. Anyways, enough digressing, back to the movie.
Back in the days, but now the year is 87, 88. That's when my crew and I were in junior high in 7th grade. I hated school. No doubt I couldn't wait to get out and be a grown-up.
Look at those little assholes.
Flashback dodge.
Who wants to smoke some weed with me? Sable.
I'll take a toke.
What?
Yeah, I've been, experimenting with pot recently. Mostly medicinal, but hey.
Foreshadowing. For those of you who know the ending, well, this is another little detail that shows me how much planning went into this. This isn't just a line put in there so that Hoagie can smoke pot, but rather hints at his liver cancer, which is why he's so adamant about finally getting Jerry. We get Jerry now or we die. He was being serious.
Oh, so it's your weedy.
Mom trying to fit in and also flirt. Okay, no, I don't want to think about that, but gotta admit, makes for a funny moment, so still a win?
What the fuck is going on?
Thank you, Sable, for basically being the chorus, the voice of the audience.
Mom, stop flirting with Chili.
Indeed. The jokes in this movie never run so long that you get tired and never too sure that you can't enjoy them fully. Wow, I really like this movie. The more I analyze it, the better it gets.
Hey, I don't make the rules.
Fuck you, Lou. You know something about Jerry. I can see it in your eyes, you rat fuck.
And I don't know where Jerry is.
Fuck you. Tell us.
Remember what I said about Isla stealing the show? This movie is over the top, her character is over the top, and I love all of it.
And fuck you. I don't want to be in this bar anyway.
Okay. We're gonna wait outside.
Look forward to catching up with y'all. Listen, I'll tell you everything you need to know about Jerry if you tag me just one time. It is all I ask. I will spill.
Why can't I tag you?
Because I'm not officially in the game.
Now, this is where I have to take away a win. This movie is all about friendship and being close to your friends, but they make fun of this character through the movie, never cutting him any slack. If they had added him in the end sequence where they let the woman play, it would have been fine, but they just leave him out. And he really just wants to play. Yes, sometimes it's still funny just how desperate he is to be part of the group, but still. This is my only genuine complaint about this movie. Rant over.
The fuck's a quinceañera? Celebration of womanhood.
Quinceañera is a celebration of a girl's 15th birthday. This birthday is celebrated differently from any others, as it marks the transition from childhood to young womanhood. That checks out, so learning about other cultures. That's one way to be stealthy.
Hello? Hello, boys.
What a way to introduce Jeremy Renner's character. The ominous music as he enters, the slight fog, him slowly coming into focus, and the slight change between being serious and the tiniest smile when he realizes that his friends orchestrated this. If you're thinking, how could he have known? Well, Chili was smoking, and the lights were turned off. Were these smart decisions by the group? Not at all. But does this make for an amazing entrance by Jerry? Yes! And this is why I love it. The movie doesn't take itself seriously at all. Not everything has to make sense and be perfect. Plus, we're not here to say if it's a good movie, we're here to say if it's entertaining, and the answer is, heck yeah! Also, if you still weren't convinced as to how he deduced so quickly, we have Jerry narrate his fight scenes in his head, like Robert Downey Jr.'s Sherlock Holmes. He's at least as smart as Sherlock, and how is he so good at tag? He's Hawkeye! There's this dumb theory that sorta explains why Hawkeye isn't in Avengers Infinity War, and it's because he was playing tag with his friends. Of course it's not true, but there's always this what if, you know?
Hoagie is Tag Sable. He is now fair game. I speedbag him.
No mercy. No contact protocol successful. This is going to superhero landing.
No tag at the rehearsal, no tag at the luncheon, no tag at the dinner, and do not even mention tag at the ceremony.
Ceremony.
Now, the real guys who played tag actually drafted a contract. Patrick Schultheis, one of the players, is a lawyer, and the whole contract can be read online. Let me tell you this, these guys are the most wholesome group of friends I have ever witnessed in my life.
Page. Yes, right there. No asshole punching.
No asshole punching looks like a fair rule. These guys know what they're doing. Now, you may think this is insensitive or uncalled for, but that part did actually happen. A player got tagged at his father's funeral in the real game of tag, and he wasn't mad. He said his father would have thought it was funny had he still been there. It goes to show that yes, they went over the top in the movie, but it's still about a real group of friends, and the reaction that Hoagie has when he gets tagged is so genuinely moving. He knows his friends are there for him, and what better way to cheer up than have fun with your friends? I can't talk much on grief as I have not experienced the loss of a parent, but I have experienced the loss of family members. And this is exactly what I did, so spending time with your loved ones.
Guys, let's go to his house.
He wouldn't be at his house. It's too obvious.
Yeah, it's too obvious, so he's gonna be there. This is Jerry.
Maybe it's so obvious that it's not obvious that he would be there.
So he's at the house.
He's not gonna be there.
If he's there, then it would be obvious for him to be there. So he wouldn't be there because he would think that we would automatically come there, obviously.
It's simple. If he was at his home, it would be obvious, so he would know that they would know that he would think not to be there, even though he knows it's not obvious to not be, in which case he would.
What?
I know I only covered about 30 minutes, but this movie has so many details that I couldn't just do one video. So I'll explore the rest in maybe 1 or 2 more videos. So I guess see you all next time.
There was a kid who got into an accident and couldn't come to school, but when